Thank you, Mehul, for coming on today's episode of Mera Pehla Crore. And I'm really happy to have you here. I've been following your journey on first on Twitter, then on LinkedIn now. When you started off the Clueless Company, it was a very unique name. Oh, like it's eye-catchy, right? It's like you read the name The Clueless Company and you just wonder, like, what's it about? So I've been following you since then, and I've seen your growth so far. I truly think that you're doing a phenomenal job right now with your company. And I would just love to learn about more about you as a person and as a founder, and what is the Clueless Company for our audience. Like, so let's start with your introduction. For if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot, Osama, for having me here. And it's always, this pleasure. And thank you so much for following my journey, especially starting from Twitter. And then we are also now connected to LinkedIn. Now we are on podcast as well. So thanks for this opportunity as well.
My pleasure.
So about my introduction, like I don't know where to start, but yeah, I will just, I think audience already know my name by now. It's Mehul Fanawala, and Osama already said that I am this, the founder, the co-founder of this Clueless company. Apart from that, I have two more startup. One is called a postgen that helps people build their personal brand on LinkedIn. And second, we just launched on the third birthday of the Clueless Company. That was on 10th September, and that's called the Agency Auditor. Maybe you might have some question later on, so do not want to go deeper into that right now. So that's about what I am doing. And if I talk about my, the past experience, right? So as I just mentioned, that is, we just celebrated the third birthday of the Clueless company. So before that, I was working in a corporate, the company called the Easy Technosis. That the name is now changed to ENLJ Cloud Solution now. I work in the same company for almost 14 years. I started that journey
Okay.
back in December 2007, and that was kind of my second home, right? And always worked there. It's my own company, but I think this after 14 years, that was something was written that I finally had, I resigned and I was on a 3 months of notice period. So I started that in that company as a customer service executive, or customer care executive, whatever we want to call it. Or and then gradually, I become this head of the department, and I form a various team. Like there was no sales team at all, so I have the sales team, then this key accounts team, this enterprise sales team, AMC team, this reseller team, and taking care of all this thing like throughout this journey. Played a different role, but every role was a customer facing role, right? So whether you talk about the customer service or the sales, when I quit, I was the head of inbound sales there, where I was handling a team of somewhere around 15 to 20 people. So that's about my past, and that's exactly how, I met my, the co-founder, what I have with me at the Clueless company, Mansisha. She was part of that company again, for 8 long years. When she joined, she was the content marketer, and then when she quit, she was the head of marketing. So she
Right.
was taking care of marketing. I was taking care of customers sales that time, and before
Yeah.
that the customer service. So that's what it's combined, the what we are offering at the Clueless company, become a RevOps consultant, where we help businesses align and streamline, their marketing, sales, and customer service operations. uh, yeah, that's pretty much this. Before, if you would like to know about my education, so uh, I did not complete my, graduation, I would say, like this college, where, because, when I joined that Easy, actually what happens is before Easy, I was working in a call center of the Fame
Okay.
Cinemas. If people are aware, or if you are aware, Fame Cinemas, there was a chain, right? For this multiplex. So I was in there, ticket booking, home delivery of a ticket counter. What happens is that, I was studying, right? And
In
I think,
2006.
yeah, you can say 2006, yeah, 2006, 2007.
Okay.
So what happened that, my manager's father passed away, and then he had to
Okay.
go, of course, and then from that, someone announced that, no one will be able to go because manager is not available that day. My exam was there for, I think, SY BCom. I could not go. And then I think it's a situation with many people. I think back then, I'm not sure what is the status right now. But when you start making money, then, it's little difficult to, come out of it.
Yeah.
So and then I moved to Easy back then. I had to travel almost 15 to 20 days, in a month for implementation and training of the software. Because when I joined, it was all desktop-based application. So yeah, I was
Right.
traveling to different cities. It was a hotel and restaurant management to get a software. So I was traveling to different cities, countries for the implementation and training. So again, sometimes the exam was, falling in between. So then I did not, this complete, right? So I will not say I did not get a chance to, but I did not complete. I still have that regret in me that I did not complete that. One day I would like to, at least have one degree with me, but I'm not sure when. So that's about this education. So yeah, I
Do you
think
think
that's.
do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's necessary to get a degree?
I will say yes, right? Because I always see it like that, Alexa, I was fortunate enough where I got a job in a very good company in a previous organization, right? And then after that, because of my that skills and experience, I started the Clueless Company. Let's say if I was not in this journey, right? And if I might have applied somewhere else, they might have, looked for certain, at the, let's say, even BCom, or at least BBA or MBA kind of thing, right? So right now also when I see so many job posting on LinkedIn, like they say that like the very first is you should be, graduated in blah, 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 right? So that always that, right? But always see that, or let's say why one should complete that graduation because the experience you get that time, you get to know a lot of because during school you might not get exposure, but when you're in college you get to meet a lot of new people. You have that actually opportunity to expose yourself to to the world, right? And you can do that. You have to get that experience. You go and check the people during this COVID time, right? They don't have that experience,
Right.
right, of this college and everything. Of course, I had
Hmm.
little experience because I had actually went to college for a year or one
Yeah.
and a half year or so. But still, that experience is experience, right? No one can take you. Even this experience right now, let's say if we talk about work from home and work from office, both experience are completely different, right? That is what it
Yeah.
is. So yeah, I will say that's important, but it's again everyone's, the choice. I always encourage because frequently, like the students of, especially in college or, they are just passing out at 12, they reach out, like, what should I do next? Should I go for anything like that? So, I always say at least complete your graduation. Doesn't matter which stream it is, whether you go for a commerce or arts or a science, or at least do that. You will have that benefit. And if you want to work along with that, you can always work, right? Back then there was no anything like internship and
Right.
anything like that was not that funda was
Right.
not that. Internship was always there for technical people where last
Right.
6 months they have to complete, right? But for
Right.
rest of us, it was not there. Now, in the world of this, this technology, this internet and all, it's possible. So yeah.
Yeah. And what made you work when you were in college? Like while you were in college? Like why did you need to work back then?
Okay. So very first thing I would like to tell, there was no any financial constraint, that time. And in fact, like a touch wood, it's not right now also. But the thing is that, what happened that after 12, we know that, we get a few months, right? Around,
Yeah.
at least 3 months of time. And then there was a college. So like, main graduation in, school is over now. Right? So what to do?
Yeah.
So my the friend that he was going to game zone, right? And he become a very good friend of that, the owner of that game zone. And he was looking for something because that guy has opened around 7 to 8 different game zones in Surat. By the way, I'm from Surat, so yeah, that guy
Right.
opened few game zones in Surat, and he was looking for someone who can take care of that. Like just we have to sit on a table and we have to just oversee all this thing. So I say, why not, right? I got this paid for the 2,000 rupees for that. And I said, okay, let's try that. What's harm in doing that? If and then I got a permission from family, and I joined that. Right, so it was just more of a kind of a fun, right? Nothing
Yeah.
serious about it. And and then I did that, and then my college was actually little far that time. I consider as a little far, and so what I was doing that initially I was going, let's say, every week. Initially I attended, all the lectures, all days. Then gradually what I did was, this, I was just attending first three lectures, was coming home. Then, I was just going 2 to 3 days, attending three lectures, coming on. Then I was again going, like, it was program. Then, because I also joined a different, then I joined a different, the job as well. Right, and I changed after games, and of course I moved to CA office. I did that also because I was studying in commerce team, so I did that also. But yeah, that was nothing, but it was more of a fun, and it was a time available. So I said, okay, let's make some money. And of course,
Right.
then I wanted to buy one phone as well. So, I worked there for 4 months. I made that, I took that phone, right, where I spent 8,000 rupees for that phone. So for my first salary, all went, for that also. I remember my father and mother scolded me like anything. I still, now when I see people are saying, my first salary, I think first salary always go to your parents, or at least to mother. I did not do that. And, now I'm feeling bad about it. Or, is it making me, this bad son or what? But I think, I think we sometimes not realize it was very young,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that. So, yeah.
I completely agree. Like, I also like with one of my first earnings, I bought my mother a phone, which was not needed. But I think in
Yeah,
that age, it's just something that phone is very important. So I thought it's
correct,
like she might like
correct.
it. So that's
Correct.
why I got
Correct. So if
her
you look at
like first smartphone.
yeah, so if you look at yourself, you also bought for your mother, and again making me like, I did not do anything for
No,
my
no,
parents and
I
then for
I
that.
bought my phone
So, but
first.
yeah, I think
My
that's
mother
okay.
bought me my phone first, so I
Oh
did not
wow.
have to buy my phone. So I was like, if she doesn't have a phone, I was like, I'll buy it. But my journey is like started when I was 14 years old. So like
Hmm.
my father passed away, and I was taking care of his
I
shop.
see.
So like with
Okay.
the first month's earning, like because to cheer her up after my father's passing, I bought her a phone so that she has something to entertain herself
Understood.
with, because in 2012 there was not a lot of entertainment. Like internet was also
True.
not so easily
So
accessible.
easily available. Yeah.
Exactly, on the phone itself. So everything was TV, or like if you need to call someone on the phone, it's like
Correct.
games like Fruit Ninja or something. So that's
Yeah.
what you can play at max at that point of time. But
True. True.
but that's like really great that you were able to achieve the milestone of your own phone at such an early age. I think that's a lot of people still want a phone even in college when they get into college, but they're not able to afford one. So I think that's a good approach
Yeah.
that you like earn money, some money, and buy your own phone rather than look to towards your parents to buy you a new phone. So I
That's true.
completely
That's true.
like respect that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a very respectable thing that you still bought a phone on your own with your own money. It's not
Yeah, yeah,
like
that
you.
I never, to be honest, before I never, the thought about it. I think that is one good content which I can share about it on LinkedIn and even at Twitter. Thanks for this idea. Let me just think something on this line.
No worries. But like before, like I think while you were working in your previous job before the Clueless Company and before you started Clueless Company, I think you started becoming a little active on Twitter, if I'm not wrong. You started building your personal brand online
Hmm.
before, and because I remember your launch of the company, so you were
Hmm.
already like respected within the community when you launched the
Yeah,
company. That is why
right,
that is why I also looked into your company, because people were
right.
appreciating it on Twitter
True,
and whatnot.
true,
So
true.
like when did you start becoming active on social media, and how has it helped you so far?
Okay. So I will say the journey started with LinkedIn actually. If we talk about this professional thing, because what was, as I say that I was when I was working in this previous organization, I started actively when I moved into the role of the enterprise sales, right? So enterprise
Okay.
sales where I had to meet a chain of owner of the MD or the founder. It there was no the term called founder that night
Yeah.
was either owner or an MD, right? I
Or
had to
directors.
schedule, yeah, so had to schedule a meeting with the chain of, the owners of chain of hotels who are having three hotels, five hotels, 10 hotels, 20, 25 hotels. Like most of the, I might have called. So best way to connect with them on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I started engaging with that. I was messaging them. I was traveling across India, especially the metro city like Delhi NCR, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Ahmedabad. These are the places that main HQ is there. So I had to meet there. So I
Yeah.
started reaching out to them. So since then I was creating some content on on LinkedIn. I started it, but that time I was not at all aware about the concept called personal branding. That I came to know very late. But yeah, I was posting about my work only. I think that's what mostly people were doing that time. Like I was posting continuously about my work only. I was a salesperson, so I was mainly posting and everything about, the software which we were selling, right? So,
Yeah.
hoteliers can see and then buy something, right? And then what happened, I was keep doing that, I was making all that kind of thing. And then what happened that COVID happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And during this COVID, what I did is, because of course, we were working, our company was working and all, but of course, we had some ample time, so after also because we
Yeah.
can't go out and all those stuff. So I again became active on Twitter. I think everyone's Twitter journey is like, most of the people made their account initially after 10 years ago, 12 years ago, like that.
Yeah.
I did the same. Then we normally don't use it. But during this COVID, I again, my one of my colleague, the Snehal, he was still active there, not that active, but we were talking something, and I said, okay, let me just try my hands on it again, and I just became active. So I precisely remember it was April, 2021. Since then, I'm active
Yeah.
on a Twitter. And during this time, also came to know about memes, right? So there's a guy called Pranjal Podda. That guy was, posting memes a lot. I came to know about him. I saw one of his video and that really fascinated me. Like, that's really interesting, right? When
Yeah.
there's an image with that you have to caption, and I'm not sure it's like that time. I was keep getting ideas for these memes, right? A variety, and I started posting about sales because that time I was into the sales.
Yeah.
And then I started building some, people liking it even on LinkedIn. I get a good traction that time. The same thing I started posting on Twitter also. People were liking it. And, then gradually I moved to from, and the finally time came, as I said, I started my journey in April 2021. I resigned from that June 2021. And then, finally when I decided I want to start a company, then by that time I realized how to leverage that, how the Twitter works, how the community works, and building public was the thing that I got exposed to all this kind of thing. And then the meme was is my, I would say, this forte that time. I don't right now don't even remember last when I did share a meme. I was constantly getting so many ideas only on memes. I was keep doing that. So people got, the community, they also given me a name called the meme man, right?
Yeah.
So the whole my account grew like this. And during that time, it was a COVID, so I think everyone was available online on. So we
Yeah.
built that kind of a community. We all people, majority of the people who met that time, we're still connected. We meet offline
Yeah.
also. We are on a WhatsApp and all that kind of thing. And that helped me.
Yeah.
And by that time, I decided, okay, I got to know, as I said, I got to know the build in public. So normally people were doing build in public for this, that, the product, the software, basically, right?
Yeah.
But I said that, why not for the service business? Okay, so I just thought
Yeah.
that. So I started, okay, like, I started like say I resigned, I decided to start my startup, because that time, the startup, the word came, I said, okay, I'm the startup. So people started, said, okay, that's good. And also then started my journey, I say that, okay, my logo is ready. Right? If you would like to see if I get 100 likes in 24 hours, I will show that logo to you. Be my surprise. I was not expecting, but I got that, right? Because people were so
Yeah.
encouraged, this encouraging motivation and all, right? They
Yeah.
support like anything on a Twitter. The SRE
Correct.
that I say when I'm launching my startup, I say that. So that's also helped me a lot. And this again is coming to the question which you say that how it helped me. So till now, touch wood, we haven't spent a single rupee on any ads. Right, we
Right.
grow organically through our networking, through this connection, through social media, right? Or our SEO, we have a, the stronghold in SEO, or, on
Yeah.
what we are offering. So we are getting all organic so far. Of course, we would like to grow further now. So we are going to start some activity on ads also, because we'd like to grow now, aggressively for all the three startups we have
Hmm.
now. So that is what it has been right now. Also, we reach to a level where, anyone will mention, will see a word clueless, right? They will tag myself and my co-founder like a clueless, you should get in touch with. So that is what we build, that kind of a
Yeah.
brand and a community on a Twitter. And that's what, the helps. And
Yeah.
it's like Twitter, I try to post anything and everything. Of course, recently I've reduced that a bit because, quite busy with, a lot of stuff. So now I'm posting more kind of a related work related stuff. But yeah, this is what, helped the
Mm.
social media a lot. Even a LinkedIn,
Yeah.
of course, that helped.
Yeah.
We got a huge business from LinkedIn and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying you started with your interest in memes led you to like channelize that attention to your business that helped you grow organically faster than you would have otherwise. So that's very great. Like
Correct.
that's so great that like it's such a funny way of growing, right? Through memes, and I think that's beautiful. And like I think more people should adopt to this. That you become that person who spreads happiness and laughter among the community, and then you can always
Correct.
channelize that energy to better places. But I think
Absolutely.
that's a very honest journey that you've shared with us. But on top of that, now I would like to understand. I've been looking and hearing a lot about the Clueless Company from you and in otherwise also. I would just love to understand, what does the Clueless Company do? Or did you start with something else and do you do something else now? Did you pivot? So what
Yeah.
exactly does the Clueless Company
Okay. So, as I earlier mentioned, that at the Clueless Company, we are a RevOps consultant, or you can also the fractional CXO, like fractional CMO, CSO, and CCO for companies where we help them with their sales, marketing, and customer service operations, right?
do? Okay.
So, what you see, all the three operations, everyone needs, especially we deal with the B2B SaaS companies, right? And these
Hmm.
are all the three departments are called a revenue generating, the department, right? This
Yeah.
marketing team, of course, they generate the leads. Then the sales team closes and bring the revenue, and the customer service is the team, who retain the customer. And when you
Yeah.
retain the customer, they will keep paying you for the next
Yeah.
month, next month, next month. So that's why it's called a revenue operations, right? Into short, it's called a RevOps for that. So that is what we are helping businesses with this, to see that where we can improve their operations, efficiency of the team, right? There is a myth that, when people hear the word called revenue operation or revenue, they think that we will directly generate a revenue from that for them, but it doesn't work like that, right? So we work with that team, existing team, whether it is an in-house or an agency, and then we see that where they stand right now, what are the problem or challenges which they are facing, where we see the improvement, where is the gap. We try to, cover up all this part, or we improve this part, and all these things are improved. Ultimately, it will, it will impact your revenue. Right. So
Hmm.
it's not directly, but indirectly, sometimes directly also, it helps you generate your revenue. So when we follow all these things, so mainly two things happen. Your customer acquisition cost will go down. Your lifetime value of the
Right.
customer will improve. Of course, at your team efficient, everything will got improved, right? That is also a benefit that directly you can see in your business. So Yeah, that's what we do with the Clueless Company.
Right. So you talked about, like, I understand I've done sales like for 4 5 years of my life, so I understand sales very well, and I also understand marketing aspect because I'm running a marketing agency currently. So I do
Right.
understand the importance of lead generation and customer retention and sales. So what I would like to understand would be that a lot of these B2B businesses, or especially SaaS businesses, face problems with generating good high quality leads. How do you solve that for them?
Hmm. Okay. So we are not primarily into the lead generation part, right? But of course, we set up that kind of a funnel and all that kind of thing. So we have to see, right? So where we can get most of the leads. So there are two ways to do that. As you are running a market, one is the organic. Okay. Organic,
Yeah,
of course, we rely on SEO, the backlinks, and all that kind of thing, and other activities like social media posts, personal
yeah,
branding, and all those things. And the paid, of course, the ads, right? Now, again, we have to look from customer's point of view, or we have to talk to customer what are their goals, what they want to achieve, right? Let's
yeah,
say we want more leads, right? Now, in order to, are you willing to wait for a 1 year, for example, that you start generating some leads organically through SEO
yeah,
activities and all, or you need some immediate thing? Of course, right?
yeah.
And if they are not ready for ads, we highly have to focus on, organic things, especially the SEO, so that can help on a long term social media and whatever we can do from our side. And if it is a ads, of course, based on his business, Google Ads here, right? That works best for
Yeah,
B2B and B2B SaaS businesses, LinkedIn ads also, and of course, certain other activities, whatever can be done. So based on that, so yeah, of course, depends on their spending capacity and all that kind of thing. You have to do that, but we always take a balanced approach between organic and the paid, because being a RevOps, as I say that our role is this also to bring down the customer acquisition cost. So we keep
yeah,
improving this activity related to organic stuff. So eventually the paid money will be less. So that we can bring down. So it's more of a balance approach, but we keep focusing more on organic side of it. So in the future, it will have, if people are understand the things, they have a patience, and it's nothing like that. People do not understand, then of course it's difficult to work with them and to explain anything. Whatever you try to explain, then they may not be able to say anything, and that's also sometimes a problem.
yeah,
But yeah, the thing.
yeah. I completely get that. I think SEO is a very long-term game. Like, what people don't understand is that if you do a quick Google search, like a random Google search, how long does SEO take to work? The Google answers that tell you itself would be 12 to 18 months. And
Yeah,
if
right.
like that is an average, right? And if that is the world average, so it could be higher, it could be lesser, it could be 9 months also.
Absolutely.
But you need to
Right.
have the average clear in your head that ठीक है यार, it can take 18 months also, but you can't put the gun on someone's head that why isn't it working right now, because it takes time. What people also don't
Right.
understand is that you need a big repository of high quality content before you
True.
start seeing some good results. People want results from the first blog itself, and the first on page optimization itself. So that is not how it works. The and
Absolutely.
I'm going to poke the bear here, and I'm going to address the elephant here. I completely agree that SEO is very plain and simple to do, because that is what is being thrown at us as service providers, that ये तो कोई भी कर सकता था.
कोई भी.
एग्जैक्टली, आई एग्री, कोई भी कर सकता है. तो दो आंसर्स हैं, या तो आप कर लो, या फिर दूसरी बात कि कोई भी कर सकता तो है, लेकिन कब करना है, कब क्या करना है. लोहा जब गर्म होगा तभी तो हथौड़ा मारेंगे.
कभी अठोड़ा मारना है.
You can keep beating on iron the whole day and you will not break a
True.
pinch out of it.
Correct.
But when you hit it on the right time at the right place, I think that is what makes all the difference. You can write
True.
blogs that you want to write about as per your like whims and desires. It will still not work, but you write like 10 good high quality articles as you optimize, and you know the keywords that you're targeting, you can rank for them. I think that has a
Correct.
different result altogether. So people
Correct.
do whatever they want to, and then they just like SEO does not work. You don't know how to make it work. You don't have the patience to make it work. So
Correct.
it's
Correct.
so
Absolutely.
frustrating, because I could completely relate to everything that you were saying. I've received these like uh, like rebuttals myself, and I've lost clients because of this also, because they did not have the patience to bear with the
True,
process.
true.
And but what can you do? I think I also understand where they're coming from, because they only have a certain budget that they can also
Correct.
bear with time. So I understand that, but I'm just saying, don't kill the messenger. Like, don't shoot the
True.
messenger. Like, if you can't afford it, then you should not have done it. Like, I've always been
Absolutely.
a big problem, like, advocate of that. That if you do what is right for you, like if you want immediate results, only go for ads. Do
Correct.
not think of anything else. Create a landing page, go for ads, figure out how to make those ads work. I think that is the best strategy that any business could
Right.
have.
But the problem with that also, people think that, if you run an ads, man, it means that, money will start coming, right? Doesn't work like that, right? That is
Yeah,
also, you have to keep optimizing that. Maybe initially when you start
exactly.
your first campaign, you will get a junk list, students
Yeah,
might be filling up the form, and, it's not your TG and all that kind of thing. But yeah, you have to keep optimizing thing to
exactly.
reach to the level where you find the sweet spot, and you can keep doubling down. Okay, this is working, let's keep doubling
Yeah,
down these things, right? So but
yeah,
yeah, normal people say, okay, ads run कर लिया, so that is also, it's not right. So as you say that, आपको पता होना चाहिए, like, लोहा गर्म है मार दो थोड़ा, that kind of thing that applies
exactly.
to, I think, everything, at least in marketing, right? That's
Yeah,
the thing. So
completely agree.
but yeah.
But it's about your value proposition. Like, so if you are a established agency or established business, you have good clients, you will not have to do as aggressive of marketing as
Correct.
someone newer like me would need to do in order to showcase my skill and expertise. So I think that is where the value prop and value positioning comes in place. Like the things that we see on LinkedIn and other blogs talking about, oh, you should like position your business like this, your services like this and that. Like, and everyone's so busy talking about conversion rate optimization. Like, this is how you should optimize for conversion. Baba, you don't have traffic to like
Traffic.
optimize. You need the traffic first. मतलब अगर आप 4 दाने आटे के डालो और उस पर बोलो कि इसको छानूंगा मैं, क्या छानेगा उसमें? Like, you don't have the top
क्या?
sorted out. So
Absolutely.
I think there's
Absolutely.
a lot of ambiguity around marketing as a
Yeah,
subject, as a concept, which people don't realize that it takes, even paid ads take time. Like, you don't start
absolutely.
generating revenue unless you're into D2C. I've seen that happen also, like
Yeah.
generating revenue from day one. So it's not impossible entirely. But
Yeah, of
if you're
course
in
it is.
B2B, you need to be patient. It's
Correct.
as simple as that.
Even the sales cycle itself, normal sales
I
cycle
was
is
just going
somewhere
to say that.
around.
I was
Normal sales cycle is, you see there is a 90 days of sales cycle
yeah,
in B2B sales, right? I'm not talking about this kind of enterprise one, but that is a normal, right? So you have to say, even you generate the leads today, you are not going to get a payment tomorrow. That's the
exactly.
average, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
that's the thing.
Exactly. So that is exactly what I was going to say. That even if you're lucky and generate a 100K lead on the first day, it might not convert till 6 to 9 months, because the bigger the
Correct.
deal, the more time it takes. Like,
Absolutely.
and you can't control the client, right? So let's say that a client is looking to change the vendor in the next fiscal year,
Next
but
thing,
they're
yeah.
looking in July. So it's a big
True.
company. You want enterprise clients. You're running ads for them. You got it. Now you will only get the sale in like April, March or April, whenever
Correct.
they. So you don't
They are
realize that
planning to change, yeah.
exactly. You don't realize that market, like, ads can only help you so much. You still have to go with the market, how the market goes, and
True.
that is when, like, if you plan properly, I think that is when you're setting up yourself for winning.
Yeah, true.
And I completely agree with you on these things, like the SEO thing that you said, and you very rightly touched upon the like the sales cycle thing. I think these are the things that people should educate themselves on more. And
Correct.
then people create courses and like workshops, and then tell them the same thing. This is free information. Why are you paying someone for this?
That's true. That's true.
But sorry for I just
No,
like
no,
I
no
started
worries.
ranting.
No, no, no worries. No worries at all. No worries.
But
That's also.
uh, then, so this is what you do at Clueless Company. How did you venture into products then as a service company? You talked about like agency auditor, and you also spoke about postgen. So I saw them and
Yeah.
I found them very interesting. That you have been very big on personal branding yourself. So how did
Yeah.
you like venture into products, and how are they doing right now?
Okay. So we launched this our product, the postgen, in the month of June only. So it's been, not even 4 months now. We are going to 4 months on 18th of October. So, at the Clueless Company, Mansi and myself both had this, kind of a dream. And let's say from day one, we always wanted to be a product-based company because we work in
Okay.
a product-based company, especially B2B SaaS. So if you really want to make some real money, that's into the B2B business online, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is that, as I say, that we always want to be a product-based company. I had a good idea, around it, what can be done. I want to build that product. And when I got exposure to this personal branding, and we know that it's going to be there. Recently, in fact, I someone shared a video of this Gary Vee, that guy is, this talk your personal branding from 2007 and 8. Right,
Yeah.
we are into this 2024 now. So just see that it's going
Yeah.
on since a quite a long time now. I just say that I got this exposure, recently, like just 3 years back, and I do that. And I also saw that there are many people building a product around, this eat, and I explored it myself. Couple of products I found, at what I was looking for something, right? But still there was a complexity was there. So I thought, that we should have something very simple. I had this plain idea about, what needs to be done, what I need, to make the things work. But we are always looking for someone who can help us build the product, right? And so when you want to bring someone to build the product, it has to be part of your core team, right? It cannot be a freelance or anything like that because
Yeah.
Mansi and myself both are a non-tech one. So whatever the tech person says, we have to trust that person,
Yeah.
right? And if there is even a cent percent doubt on that person, it means that, like,
Yeah.
not good for your business, right?
Yeah.
So finally, waiting almost for 3 years, we found someone who had a similar energy and, the frequency and a passion same as her. And that guy said, okay, I'm in for it, let's build it. So I shared my idea, and that guy literally built that whole MVP in just the 6 hours of time, right? And I just said, okay, this is what I need. This is what even I had something ready with me that, this is how I need this prompt engineering kind of and all those kind of thing. So I just said from my side the idea and all those stuff. And that guy, as I said, just literally built this whole MVP in just a 6 hours of time. And what we did is that, okay, as because of this personal branding, myself and Mansi built on Twitter and LinkedIn as well. So we had this connection to various personal brand builder, ghostwriter, also startup founders, the freelancers, all kind of people. So we reach out to, around 25, 30, 50 people, and, we got a response from few, and then we just shared that product MVP with them. We asked them to try it out this product, and, everyone was happy, and, like the same feedback, the simplest tool, all that kind of thing. And we said, okay, this is good to go. I think we can go ahead with that, right? With this feedback. And then we started working on this final version of it to make it publicly launch, and we finally launched it on 18th June. And it's been almost a 4 month. We already have the 20 paying customer, again all organic, without having ads and anything. So that is a good part. We yet to start any activities for that in terms of the ads or outreach or anything like that. We are in the process to start working something on that. So we'll start something soon. But yeah, that is the journey so far. It's really interesting. And you won't believe we have, the simplest product. What we simply do is that we generate the post, right? If you like it, you copy it and say it on a social media, right? We do not have any fancy thing.
Hmm.
Simplest UI, right, in a black and white, very minimalistic thing. The same, of course, available on mobile if you want to do that, because most of the people are active on mobile, so they want to scroll it.
Yeah.
So we have given them an option, right? So it's like either you have a topic, you can generate, you have a context, you can generate. If you do not have both, then we have an option called Mind Palace that will fetch you details from various sources, the topics. You select it, you generate the post, and you share it, right?
Yeah,
humanized way, you will not even come to know this is generated by AI, the style, tone, everything. There are various tone which you can apply, apologetic, candid, conversational,
yeah,
controversial, funny, and all this kind of thing. And also the mixed kind of a content like a medium, length, and all those kind of things. So simplest to limit, we are getting a good positive response. So we decided to scale up. We also got selected for the Microsoft for startups as well. So yeah, that is also a good part. So that help us in terms of getting this Microsoft Azure OpenAI access and all that kind of thing. So that is a good part. So we are now taking the things to the next level where we are adding certain crucial thing into the system which we can offer to our existing user and to new user.
right.
So yeah, that's pretty much about, the post and how we, build that. So it's kind of a dream come true, kind of that.
But I think that's very useful because a lot of people want to create content, they just don't know where to start. I think if
Correct.
not like for the whole journey, but it's a good place to start. So, and you
Correct.
can get into the habit of writing and posting uh, with Postgen, and then you can start writing on your own eventually if you want. But to get into the
Absolutely.
habit, it's like it could be a habit builder, an enabler
That
of
is your
personal
entry
branding.
point. Yeah. If you want to start building your, the personal landing,
Yeah,
post and your, the similarities can be your entry point for that. Eventually you will grow and, you will start doing that again. That time also it can help, right? Because you are following certain things, right? Which might take a lot of time, let's say half an hour, 1 hour. So post
yeah,
and will help you simplify that process to bring down to 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So you utilize that time to somewhere else to build your, your real business for that.
yeah. I completely agree, and I think that's a very big value add,
Yeah,
especially for founders looking to build their personal brands.
true.
And so, what is agency auditor?
Okay. So the agency auditor is basically we do a audit of the agency marketing, sales, and customer service agency or your in-house team, right? So we were actually doing this thing activity with the Clueless Company, as I say that being a RevOps consultant or that thing. When we onboard a customer, we have to learn what they are doing right now. It's like we are kind of doing the auditing or audit also that what we are doing right, what is your current state analysis, and we have to see the gap analysis and all this kind of thing. We all anyway had to do all this audit for that,
Yeah,
right? And while working with the customer, we got to know that they are working with certain agencies which they are charging hefty money, but in result there is a no result, or what reports they are showing. It's like they should not be following that in first place, right? So
hmm,
people started learning marketing during this COVID from YouTube and everything. They do not have this good hands-on experience with that. So it's basically they were like literally fooling people for that, right? And we are already doing that. So from that only we got an idea that we are already doing these things. Why not to start as a completely new offering where we will be just doing this audit for that to tell the customer business that you are in safe hands or not, right? So
hmm,
here is that customer will not audit. In both the case it is a win-win. Let's say when we do a audit, we submit a report, either will come to know that you are in safe hands or not. If everything goes smooth, it's for their in-house team performing well or their hired agencies performing well, they know they are in safe hands and they can relax.
right.
Okay, I'm in safe hands, nothing to worry about. And if not, it means they know that whatever money they pumped in so far, it become a wastage, at least at certain level, not full, but at least because they were not producing result or not become, because we know that people are promising like anything and that is no delivery to it. So we are auditing all the steps for all the three. Again, the same niche for the department, like the marketing, sales, service, that is what our expertise is. So we do that, with the agency auditor. We are doing that. We launched this on 10 September only, right? But we had some faces, some problem. But yeah, finally we made on this 3rd of October, we made the full website live. So that shows everything, what we are doing, how it works, and all that kind of thing. So yeah, so that is what we are doing with the agency auditor. It's something unique, which are doing something, I'm not sure if someone else is doing or not. We tried to look for something. We found couple of them, but not all of them are doing the similar. They are doing something else also. So yeah,
Right.
that's we are very, very, hopeful about this thing and taking the things to the next level very, very aggressively for that. Yeah. So that is pretty much about the agency auditor as well.
I think that's very cool that you're trying to save people their time and their money, like businesses
Yeah.
their time and their money, and be
Correct.
careful of who they get in bed with. I think that's very
I,
important for
Correct.
people to understand.
And yeah, and one thing I forgot to, this mention for the Clueless Company and the agency auditor is that the thing is that, mostly nowadays, if you look at the people who are building a product, right, the SaaS product, mostly those are, the engineers, right?
Yeah,
So they know how to code, they are based at what they are
yeah,
doing, but they're completely clueless about this marketing, sales, and
right,
customer service. So let's say they hire anyone, and whatever that person is saying, you have to believe in that. The same which I say, we are a
yeah,
non-tech and we are looking for someone to help us with that. So we do not have any know-how about this technical stuff. So whatever the person,
right,
anyone say, we have to do that, right? So you need some kind of, the quality check where you need to make sure that's where it come in handy for a business is where they can hire us to see that okay, like if all is well, right? And
yeah,
so that's what we do. Yeah.
yeah. And how big is the Clueless company team?
Uh, you will be surprised to know that at the Clueless Company and the agency auditor, we are a team of two. Of course, we have certain freelancers and agency, but it's myself and Mansi. That's what we do. The reason is that we do not take, more than 3 to 4 clients at a time because then quality will be compromised. We do not want
Yeah,
to do that. And the kind of work which we are doing, right, it's not that easy for anyone, the junior to do that thing, right? Because we have to get at like strategies and all that kind of thing we
yeah.
have to do from our side,
That's
right?
what people don't understand. People don't value strategies enough. I think
Correct.
strategy because it comes in black and white on a piece of paper, so people think ये तो कोई भी like this mentality of ये तो कोई भी कर सकता है ना in India. Like this is what they value in West. Like you give them one
Correct.
document and they just feel like, oh, you've done so much work for us. But that
True.
has zero value in India. This is like ये तो कोई भी लिख
True.
के भेज सकता था.
So
And
even the more
with
challenges,
yeah,
yeah, more challenges nowadays is because of the AI tools like Chat GPT and all,
I was
just
just
give
going
that
to say that like
I need, give me this strategy. But in order to see that there is nothing wrong about it, right? We have to work with it. We also take some help from that also as and when required, but you can't rely on it. Now, let's say you have
exactly,
a strategy. Now, in order to execute that, that tool is not going to help you with that. You need a team who
exactly,
will help you execute. Now,
exactly,
how to do that, what all, the ways to do that and all that, only we can decide, right? As
exactly.
a human, right? You will get a strategy and they do not know
Yeah.
the what stage your business is, what is the capability of your team and all that kind of thing,
What are the
right? It's
restrictions? Like, what is your restriction as a
correct.
company, as an individual? Like,
Absolutely.
so people like AI can't help you understand that, at least as of now.
Right. It can see it generalize the thing. Let's say you mentioned that, I have, for example, if I mention that, even a chat GPT about my personal branding tool, the postgen, let's say if I just say, okay, I have a, personal branding tool called postgen, right? But now that system doesn't know what all things I have in my system,
Yeah,
right? That will assume the thing that I will have all these things, already available. It
yeah,
will suggest something for that, right? And if you follow that, you will be in bad shape.
yeah, yeah. I completely agree with that, and it just like hurts me that people don't value strategies enough in India. And I think the next step to market shift in India, at least, should be towards strategy-based businesses. Because you look at any like Kirana store, like who's been
Hmm.
running that shop for like over 50 years. That's a
Hmm.
brand now. That's not a shop anymore. So that
Hmm.
a strategy could take that like single shop to 10 shops or 3 shops, if not a very big. So
Yeah.
that is how you do strategy. Like that is where strategy comes in handy. Like you can
Hmm.
help someone earn more. But
Hmm.
if you don't know how to uh, like devise a good strategy, then it's a risk. Otherwise, it's a
True.
calculated risk.
Correct.
It'll always be a risk. Nobody can ever
Correct.
take that away from you. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But at least you know that whatever like certain the proven methodologies, certain like tips and tricks and all that kind of thing. Everything you try, whatever is in control, you will try that. If you still
Exactly.
if you still do not succeed, that's the different story. But yeah,
Yeah. And to think that a game like chess was invented in India, like it's all
correct.
strategy based, and then we are so against strategies. It's just like it, it's baffling to me. I get very like worked up when I start talking about these things because like this is exactly what I meant when I was talking about SEO that you koi bhi kar lega. That people don't value strategy. And SEO is
Yeah.
all about strategy, the right
Slowly,
strategy.
absolutely. But the good thing is about, this POSA because now many people are creating a content, they are
Yeah,
creating a videos, the people like you who are working on a podcast, So it's also helping people educate, they are also learning that. So, there are also we are getting a calls from certain people. They have so much clarity about, their product, their offering, what they want to do, what they do not want to do, their target audience, their buyer persona, and all that. So it feels so good that the level of
yeah,
energy also we get. Okay, अभी इसके साथ तो call करने का मजा ही कुछ अलग आएगा, right? Because
yeah,
you already close the 50% of the thing. That person already know that, so you not have to explain what is buyer persona,
yeah,
how that works, the brand messaging, positioning, and all that, because that's already clear. That person is already know. So you also enjoy talking to that. So it's good to see that this also
yeah,
happening in terms to people like, this you who are, creating, we're talking to various people and sharing this podcast and all. So that's helping. So I think in next couple of years, I think people will have a really good, a mindset in terms of the strategies and, kind of a consulting kind of thing and all. So they will understand, they will value it even more.
yeah. I completely agree. And I hope that we get to see that shift very soon because it's much needed. It's really, really
Yeah,
needed in India to at least
correct.
grow like better than we are at
True.
a better pace than we are right now. But uh, one last question from my end to you: that where
Sure.
do you wish to take like like where do you see the Clueless company going in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years? Or what is your aim with Clueless company?
Okay, so I'm not sure I will be able to answer this question or, but always I answer for this question that I even don't know where I will be after 1 second or 1 millisecond from now. I
Yeah,
might be dead, right? So I do not look for that long. I try to see what I can do right now. But of course, we are at the same time we are also we are also
yeah,
optimistic about that. So the thing is to have a B2B SaaS product based company and to make it, in a unicorn club, of course, in a profitable way, not just a valuation game. That's that's the final, I would say the dream right now. At this stage, I might say something else tomorrow, but yeah, that is what we have since day one. I'm just only talking about this. Yeah, so that's it.
yeah. I really hope you get it. And you shared such transparently and candidly your experience and your journey throughout. And I truly think that anyone who watches this episode will get a lot of value out of it because it's such an honest conversation with you, and you had a lot to share. I don't think a lot of people out there can say that they have worked in one company for 14 years. I think that just gives you a lot of perspective in itself. And I truly, truly appreciate you doing this today with us. And uh, thank you so much, Mehul, for coming on today's episode. Is there something that you would like to share in the end?
No, nothing, but I think we discussed the things at length, and thank you so much for having me here, Osama, and thank you so much, audience,
My pleasure.
for listening. And it's always pleasure to have and share this whatever this little knowledge I have with these people around the globe. So yes, happy, and of course, if anyone would like to discuss anything, right, please get in touch with me. Of course, Osama is will share, maybe my LinkedIn profile. You can get in touch with me.
Yeah,
Happy to
I will.
discuss anything for that. We can get on a call and discuss that. Feel free to do that. I'm open and available for discussion. So that's what, I want to give people a leverage to get in touch with me. Yeah, that's it, Osama.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll share your contact details, like your LinkedIn
That,
profile and Twitter profile, in the description so that people
yeah,
can reach out to you. And
yes, they can.
thank you so much for coming today, Mohil. And I'm just trying to wrap the episode within the time frame that I promised you. And
Yeah, yeah. So no,
I'll
no
just
worries,
stop.
no worries. I am fine. I'm fine. No problem.
Thank you. I'll stop the recording now.